This PowerPoint presentation will give you an overview of the Research and Program Evaluation course for this summer. The objectives for this presentation are to give an overview of not only the course objectives, but also discuss expectations, review assignments, and then also give you an introduction of myself, Dr. Neese, as your instructor, and then also just some information for the class introductions that you'll post on the discussion board. For the course introduction, one of the things that I'd want you to do, and I know I put this in the syllabus, is to be as creative as you would like, but introduce yourself, your name, what your major is, because there'll be some individuals from clinical mental health counseling, college student affairs, or school counseling in this class, or even another program. What is your professional or educational background, meaning, where did you do your undergraduate work? Where are you working now? One thing you hope to learn, and then hopefully something interesting about yourself as well as we go throughout the course. My office is located in room 247 of the Education Annex. For the summer, I'll have office hours from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I do have at the end of my email signature a You Can Book Me account, or if you want to email me to make an appointment, you can. If for some reason I am not available or I'll be away from out of town on that particular day, I'll make sure to let all of you know and when I'll have access to email as well. There are different ways that you can get in touch with me. I've put my office phone on there, also my Skype and Google Hangout name. The other thing is you can email through CourseDen or chat through CourseDen if you would like to, but I'd highly prefer, I've put my email address on the syllabus, dkniess@westga.edu. That's probably the best way to reach me in order to get a more timely response. Some of the course objectives. The first one is, I'm not sure what everybody's background is. Some of you may have had an educational research class in your undergrad discipline, some of you may not have, but really to refine your knowledge about educational research. Also gain knowledge of current research in an area that's interesting for you, whether that's in counseling, college student affairs, or another discipline. Also, I want you to know how to design a research study. You won't be carrying one out in this class, but it will be good to know how to design one in case you're ever asked to carry out a research study. And that leads into the final proposal of designing your own study. There are two required textbooks for the course, the Cresswell and Cresswell book on research design, and also Fitzpatrick, Sanders, and Worthen on program evaluation. I know I had sent these out earlier in terms of where you can get them, and also I know the Fitzpatrick book actually has an online link to be able to view the textbook that way. You'll also need to complete CITI training, which is Research Ethics for Social and Behavioral Research, and that will be coming up in Module 3, and I'll post directions. And there's also the site there where you can go on the Office of Research and Sponsored Programs to find out how to log in for a CITI account. The other thing that you'll need is, if you're in counseling or if you're in CSA, most of you may already have this, is the TK20 instructional resource, because you will submit your final research proposal to TK20. And also you'll need to have access to online communication to view the PowerPoints and resources that are provided. Here's an overview of the assignments, and I would encourage you to read the instructions not only on CourseDen but in the syllabus. One of the things that the first thing you'll need to do is to record an introduction, which is really just a creative way of introducing yourself to everyone in the course and telling everyone about who you are. There'll be a research proposal reading assignment, which means there'll be an assigned research proposal to read, and in those assignments there are instructions to answer the questions that are provided. The research proposal reading will actually give you an idea of how a formal research proposal is developed and constructed. There'll also be 4 online discussions at 5 points each. There are 3 points for your initial post in talking about the reading, and then you get 1 point each. You have to respond to 2 of your classmates' posts. The other thing is, as you're looking at something interesting that you would like to study, it could be on anything, whether it's college student retention or looking at the effectiveness of a particular type of group in counseling on adolescents or others. That is worth 10 points, and it's really just your topic and your question. There will also be city training. You'll have to complete 2 modules, the responsible conduct for research and also the social and behavioral sciences model. That's worth 15 points. An annotated bibliography of 5 to 7 articles that you'll read and also submit that through CourseDen. The research proposal outline, which is basically an outline and even the first thought or draft of your paper, and then your final research paper. For these assignments, especially for the research topic in question, also annotated bibliography, or the research proposal outline and final paper, if you go onto CourseDen and if you go underneath example papers, there are resources there showing you what the format is like in terms of the annotated bibliography. Here's my policy on late work. I don't like late work, but I do realize that life happens, and if something has happened, I would rather you come to me before the fact rather than waiting till after a deadline has passed. If you turn in late work and there's not any attempt to work with me to extend the due date, there's a 25% penalty for late assignments, and assignments accepted will not be accepted 3 days after the due date. I wanted to take a moment to go over professional conduct and expectations for the course. As graduate students, you're expected to read and complete the assignments each week, which means doing the readings, thoughtfully engaging in course discussions that are on CourseDen, and also using those readings to complete the assignments. Also, participate and interact with one another, whether that's on the discussion board or another area. Be respectful and also ask questions and help answer questions for one another. Use one another, even though we're not in person, as a resource because that will be helpful. Overall, here are my thoughts on research. Research courses in general are intense as well as graduate courses, so it is what you make it. Make sure that you are really engaging with it and asking questions when you need to. We're all here to help, including myself, and we'll go forward and work from there. I'm looking forward to working with you throughout the summer course and seeing what your proposals you will develop.